When I first got back from the hospital after giving birth to my beautiful baby girl, it was such a beautiful moment. And I came home very excited because, in the last trimester of being pregnant, you're tired, you're exhausted, and you just can't wait for the baby to be out. Now they're out of your belly and they're crying non-stop. You see, the period of time where Zoe was a newborn, she would spend a lot of time crying because she wanted to eat every 2 hours. And I had to deal with that stage, and I just couldn't wait for us to get past this new stage of latching and trying to breastfeed and just having a routine or a flow. We got off the crying stage to the sleeping stage, and it was a blissful stage until we entered the next season where she started rolling off the bed. And then I couldn't wait for the next season for her to start crawling. And then she started crawling, I couldn't wait for her to start walking. She started walking, I couldn't wait for her to start talking. Now she's talking and it's just too much. If you're a mom, you know that as a mother, there's really no time of rest when it comes to motherhood. And just the same way, in life, you face diverse persecutions, trials and tribulations, but your peace does not come from waiting for the next level. Are you waiting for your next phase of life? Are you waiting till you get the job before you have peace? Are you waiting till you get the contract before you have peace? Welcome to Faith Friday. My name is Lade Olabi, and today I'm going to be talking to you about welcome back to my channel. My name is Lade Obolabi, just like you've heard in the introduction. Today I'm going to be talking about peace. So if you didn't know, we're doing a series on Faith Friday episodes, and we're talking about the fruit of the Spirit. We've started from the introduction to the fruit of the Spirit series. We've spoken about love, joy, and today we're talking about peace. I want to thank you all for your engagement. I want to especially thank Dupe for her perspective, her comments. I love you, sis, and I really see where you come from. So this is a mutual thing, guys. We're going to be learning from each other, and I'm very sure that God is going to be giving you revelation, a different perspective. Share it with us in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. So our key verse for today is from Matthew chapter 8. Well, that story, if you've never heard about it, you can go and read more about it in Matthew chapter 8. It's a story of when Jesus was with his disciples, and there was a storm, and this guy was sleeping. Like, who does that? Who sleeps in the middle of a storm? Jesus does. And at this point, they were in the middle of chaos, turmoil. Things were not okay, but Jesus was sleeping. I like to define the main term in my Faith Friday episodes when I'm talking about something, just for the purpose of understanding. Let's see what the dictionary says the definition of peace is. So I'm going to read what I found. So the dictionary says that peace is freedom from disturbance. And it's also tranquility, right? Peace is also a state of period where there's no war. That's what the dictionary says. Freedom from disturbance. But in the scenario painted in Matthew chapter 8, it didn't seem like there was freedom from disturbance. In fact, that was the definition of disturbance, if you might say, because there was a storm, but Jesus was sleeping. What is that disturbance that you're going through in your life? Are you trying to get married? Are you looking for a spouse? Are you heartbroken? Are you a new mom, a new dad? Are you, parenting a teenager? I can just tell you now for sure that peace is not necessarily what the dictionary is telling you. Peace is not a feeling. It is not an atmosphere of tranquility, because there could be war, there could be chaos, a global pandemic for that matter. And as children of God, we still have peace, right? And so why is it that we are able to have peace? We need to even first define what is our own peace. How do we define peace? As you already know, it's a fruit of the Spirit. It's a gift that we get. And when you get a gift, it's supposed to be with no conditions attached, right? But more than that, I want to read some parts of the Bible to you. First, in John chapter 14, I'm going to read from verse 16 first. And it says, "And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to help you and be with you forever." And we know that advocate is the Holy Spirit. And then if you go down to 27, Jesus says, "Peace I live with you." In 16, he said he will live with you, an advocate. And here in 27, he said, "Peace I live with you, my peace I give you. I do not give you as the world gives," right? "Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." Why is it important that we have peace? In John chapter 16 and verse 33, it answers it perfectly. The reason why we have peace, the reason why we have the Holy Spirit. It said, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. In this world you will have trouble. So the life of a believer, as a Christian, nobody is promising you a trouble-free life. It is saying you will have troubles. There'll be trials, there'll be tests, there'll be tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. In 1 John chapter 4 and verse 4, it says, you dear children. Another translation says, you little children, you are of God and you have overcome the world, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So it's really not about what is going on. Global unrest, pandemic. Oh, things are going bad. Oh, they are making devil shoes, Nike. Oh, they are putting blood in shoe. Like, these things will happen, right? But then we have an assurance. It says, be of good cheer, because I have overcome the world. I have overcome the world. And that's my word to you today, right? Jesus is offering you a peace that comes. It's a priceless peace. He has paid the price. The price for that peace has been paid on the cross of Calvary. And there's no need for you to pay anything for that peace. So that is what my message is for you today. Jesus has brought peace to you. He says his peace he has left with you, right? We know that Jesus brought this peace because even when the prophecy of his birth was given in Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6, it says, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. The Prince of Peace. Peace is a sign that you are a Christian. When everybody is running helter-skelter, that's why I said Christianity, we look like crazy people. I said it in the last episode. Because when things go haywire, when the rubber hits the road, we have an assurance, we have a knowing, we have an understanding, and we have the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the one that helps us, gives us peace. I hope you've been blessed by today's episode. Please share whatever you have in the comments and I'll be happy to read, and I'm sure it will bless the lives of other people. If this has blessed you, please share it with your loved ones. God bless you. Have a beautiful weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, don't forget to be the best version of you.